Ladies, how many of you apply makeup on a daily basis? And how far would you go to say that you love it or can't even live without it? Whether you use the bare minimum to fit your needs or apply for hours on end, makeup is a cultural necessity around the globe. Makeup is defined as a product used to enhance or alter the appearance of someone. The real question is, where did this tradition come from? Makeup has been a part of females' lifestyle for many years, and it's important to know where the tradition came from. I've been applying makeup for 6 years now, and I love finding new techniques on how to apply makeup. Today I will talk to you about where makeup originated, the products used, and the different looks throughout the decades. Makeup originated in Egypt about 12,000 years ago, when Egyptians discovered essential oils. They used these oils and applied them to the skin to protect them from the scorching desert heat and the radiating sun. The most used makeup pigment was black, which they used on their upper eye and drew a line out to their side of the face. They used this with ash, carbon, lead sulfide, magnesium oxide, and mixed with water and applied it with a small stick. They also used green pigment made out of copper-based minerals and red clay mixed with water applied to the cheeks and lips for a red color. The trend then set out to the Mediterranean to the Greco-Roman cultures. The makeup tradition was not quite accepted in the same way as the Egyptians did. They said it was unnecessary and extravagant for their women. It then made its way to ancient Asia, where they used light powders for their fair complexion, used black pigment to darken their eyelids, and safflower petals grinded up with oils for a red lip. Makeup has come a very long way in considering what was used thousands of years ago. Lead had an alarming history as a makeup ingredient. Women mixed lead with vinegar to make a white compound to fit their popular pale complexion that they wanted to achieve. This led to early aging, dry skin, abdominal pain, and constipation. It doesn't get better. When lead was out, arsenic was in to have that pale look that everyone wanted to achieve. Arsenic destroyed red blood cells, and they applied this to the face to give them a pale look. Eventually, this led to death. And this ingredient was around until the late 20s. When arsenic was out, they started to use mercury as an ingredient. They believed mercury was used to clear blemishes and absorbed through the skin easily. The side effects of mercury was birth defects, kidney and liver failure, fatigue, irritability, tremors, depression, a metallic taste in your mouth, and eventually death. Women used extravagant and unusual ways to achieve this beauty, like leeches to lessen the rosiness of cheeks, radioactive skincare for a glowing radiance, and considering what women went through in their beauty routines, there have been leaps and bounds made to make sure the users are safe. Throughout the decades, there have been many changes significantly in the looks of the makeup routines. In the 1910s, makeup wasn't readily available and also was considered provocative and taboo. Women avoided the sun because tans were considered trashy, so they didn't have foundation to put on their skin. The only color that they wanted to use was a bit of blush on the cheeks or lips. By the 1920s took a huge turn in the makeup industry. It was widely available, and women grew their self-confidence because they were allowed to vote, and the flower girl was introduced into the world. They used dark shadows around their eyes and bold mascara and a bold red lip. But when the stock market crashed in the 1930s, the makeup industry declined greatly, and the only trend set was pencil eyebrows, which they saw in the movies to get away from the reality in their hard world. In the 1940s, makeup was rationed also because of World War II. When the women worked in the factories, all they wanted to wear was a light beige shadow and a light brown shadow, mascara, and balm for their bushy brows to keep them in place. But contrary to the look, pinup girls came to be in the 1940s as well, and they started to use a bright red lip and a balm to enhance in the shine. The 50s and 60s brought bold eyes into the decades. Marilyn Monroe was to thank for this. She started wearing winged eyeliner, which was jet black, and also neutral shadow with pink lips. In the 1960s, eyelashes became very popular. They started a trend called eyelash extensions. They used synthetic and human hair applied with glue, with thick mascara to hold them in place. But this trend died as the 70s came along, which was known as the hippie area, and they wanted to achieve a more natural look, which only used about a natural shadow and maybe a pale pink lip. But as the 80s resurrected the bold looks. Bright colors like pinks, purples, and blues were used as one or all together to create a rainbow effect on the eye. But as the 90s came back, a subtle look was what women wanted to achieve, like they did in the 70s. And finally, in the 2000 and 2010, bold lashes and brows are what's in right now. Today I talked to you about where and how makeup originated, ingredients used to achieve beauty, and the different looks throughout the decades. For many years, makeup has been a vital part in people's lives. Makeup is a part of our global culture and will be around for many years to come. Makeup gives us a means to express our own uniqueness and build our self-confidence to represent what it means to us.